Bitcoin is going up forever, Laura. There is no second best. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest Bitcoin technical analysis. Also, strategies Michael Saylor hints at resuming his Bitcoin buying spree. He posts the Saylor tracker, and for like the past 12 weeks, every time he's posts this, the following day he makes the announcement. So it may be that $2 billion recent purchase. And quoting the Giga Chad, I don't time the market. I buy Bitcoin. Relentless accumulation. You can say that again. We'll also be discussing Bybit Ether reserves near 50%, pre-hack levels after $295 million Ether buy. And speaking of that, Samson Mao slams Ethereum and calls for a chain rollback after the hackers loot $1.4 billion from Bybit. We'll also be discussing a Bitcoin Megaphone pattern forming, and it can drive the Bitty price to 270 to 300,000 per coin. Also, Eric Trump tells Abu Dhabi that Bitcoin will hit $1 million per coin. And Max Keiser says God candle incoming, 2.2 million in play, $1 trillion buy orders on tap. We'll also be discussing the recent Abu Dhabi Sovereign Wealth Fund announcement of buying $436 million worth of the Bitcoin ETFs. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more here on Sunday. Let's get it. But without further ado, if you're new to the channel, very important to smash the likes for the Nippinator, the new chairman of the SEC. Go ahead, subscribe, hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto newsletters every single day, 7 days a week, including Sundays, just like this. Today is pod number 1914. I'm your host, JV. It's February 23rd, 2025. It's a Sunday fun day. Church is in session. I'm going to be preaching the Holy Gospel of Satoshi for the next couple of hours. So let's kick it off with our market watch. You can see Bitcoin just above 95,800 at the time of the live stream, down 0.8% on the daily, as you can see here on Coin360. We have Ether, ironic enough, is pumping after this massive ETH hack over on Bybit, and the hackers already exchanged a big bulk of it for Bitcoin. So they ultimately exchanged the fool's gold for the king. But anyways, ETH is up back above 2,800. XRP in the red, BNB in the red, Solana in the red, Cardano in the red. And checking out CoinMarketCap.com. The current crypto market cap sits at $3.17 trillion. The Bitcoin market cap just shy at 1.9 trillion. We have 67 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours, and the Bitcoin dominance is currently 59.8%, with the Ether dominance back on the rise at 10.7%. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours. Let's check this mofo out. It looks like we have Mantra leading the pack, up 10%, followed by Helium, followed by Optimism. Let me know if any alts you're bullish on. The bulk of them are obviously correcting and in the red, so very modest gains overall across the market. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective on the daily. Safe to say, 90% of the market corrective and in the red. Zooming out on the monthly for a broader perspective, like 90 to 95% of the market wreck city, pretty substantial losses in the altcoin market. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index, we're dead in the middle of little Italy. Little did we know that we riddled some middlemen who didn't do diddly. Neutral with a 50. Yesterday a 49, last week a 54, and last month a 75 in greed. And if you don't know now, you know. Let's actually pull up the time chain calendar. I forgot to pull that one up in advance for you guys, but taking a quick look here, you can see we're currently on block height number 885,019. We have 164,981 blocks to the next halving. You currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 1,044 sats. So pick up some sats, put down the gats, and pick up some Bitcoin caps from my man Sergio over at bitcoincaps.net. But yeah, let's continue. Headline here, and we'll pull up the live charts as well. I think we start right here. Bitcoin implied volatility nears record lows as strategy signals a bitty buy. That's right, folks. Here you're looking at a 1 hour chart. Bitcoin eyed 95,000 into the February 23rd weekly close as signs pointed to a major Bitcoin buy-in by business intelligence firm MicroStrategy, now known as Strategy. And don't take my word for it. I mean, here's the official post from Mikey Saylor. I don't time the market. I buy the bitty. Relentless accumulation. And every time he posts the Saylor tracker, there's always a big announcement the following day, like clockwork, at least for the past 12 weeks. So most likely he's going to announce like a $2 billion buy tomorrow. It could be less, could be more, but there was recently a $2 billion convertible note thingy. So I'm assuming it's going to be the full amount. And especially when you got Bitcoin on a discount like this, I'm sure he is grateful and appreciates the cheap biddies. So yeah, and we'll dive deeper into that, of course, as it's our next story, into Michael Saylor. So let's just continue with the TA. Dan Crypto Trades and others noted the decline in open interest across the exchanges, dipping to its lowest level since February 9th, as per data from CoinGlass, quoting them here. Generally, a lower open interest with a higher price is something that makes for a good reset. Even if it's just on the lower time frame, you still need the spot to take it from here. Meanwhile, buzz around strategy came as, of course, Saylor just posted that chart, which is going to most likely be a big announcement tomorrow. Again, we'll dive deeper into that here shortly. And on the topic of volatility, on-chain analytics firm Glassnode revealed Bitcoin's implied volatility has rarely been lower. Implied volatility reflecting the standard deviation of the market returns from its mean, quoting them here. Bitcoin's 1 week realized volatility has collapsed to 23%, nearing historical lows. In the past 4 years, it has dipped lower only a few times. An example, October of 2024 was 22%, November of 2023, 21%, and similar compressions in the past led to the major market moves. They further noted multi-year lows in play for Bitcoin options implied volatility, an event that was previously followed by major volatility spikes. Meanwhile, longer term remains higher. Some more TA there for you. But let's actually move right into our live charts here for the broskies, of course. And if we get a Nipinator indicator, we get a Nipinator indicator. I'll be sharing it with you as the Nip is in the building as well today. So yeah, you should be able to see here. This is Coinbase Exchange pulled up via TradingView. This is the 1 minute chart. We do have a bullish pennant, 96,200, which is like a 500 climb from where we're at. And we'll work our way back. Here's the 1 hour. And you can see there's a red target in play of 104.5 on the 1 hour chart. Zooming out a little further, check out one of my favorite charts, the 4 hour. The 4 hour chart says it's going up forever, Laura. We do have the orange target on your screen sitting pretty at 130 Gs. And we also have the red bull target of 104.5, similar to the 1 hour. And zooming out a little further, the daily chart. As you can see here, we do have a rising wedge overall formation, and we have been trading sideways. And zooming out from the daily, taking a quick look at the weekly. As you can see, in a couple of hours, we actually get a daily close or the weekly close, and looks like we're going to close in the red unless we transform and start marching north to 100 Gs. But nonetheless, this is the bull target we do have on the weekly chart. It's a cup and handle sitting at 124 Gs, baby. And zooming out from there, we'll take a quick look at the monthly. And as you can see, thus far, February has been a little disappointing. Historically, February, year preceding the halving, is bullish. But thus far, we're in the red. Unless we obviously start climbing, we're going to close in the red. Less than a week left to go for the month. But there you have it. Let me know where you feel the pretty little biddy is likely to take us next. Let's discuss the latest from the Giga Chad. Check it. Headline reads, strategies Michael Saylor hints at resuming the Bitcoin buying spree. And as I shared with you, he posted, I don't time the market, I buy the Bitcoin. Relentless accumulation. And the theory behind that is it's impossible to time the market. Everyone's waiting for the perfect opportunity to buy or sell. Saylor's like, fuck that bullshit. I'm just going to buy forever, Laura, because it's going up forever. And he's not trying to outsmart the market or think he's smarter than everyone else. He just continues to stack the sats and dollar cost average. And now his company's worth like $60 billion. Go figure. So yeah, strategy formerly known as MicroStrategy. Co-founder Mikey Saylor posted the Bitcoin chart that signals an impending Bitcoin acquisition after a 1 week purchase lapse. Right on time, Michael. The company completed its latest purchase on February 10th by acquiring 7,633 Bitcoin. That's more Bitcoin than the country of El Salvador holds. They're just above 6,000. So just in a single swoop, Saylor's like, yeah, I'm purchasing more Bitcoin at a time than these countries. Valued at $742 million at the time, this brought Strategy's total holdings to now 478,740. And according to the data from the Saylor tracker, Strategy's Bitcoin stash is worth over $46 billion at this current time, and the company is currently up 47.7% on its investment, and that's without timing the market. Saylor previously disclosed the company sought to ramp up its use of intelligent leverage during Q1 of 2025 to finance more of the Bitcoin purchases and create more value for Strategy's common shareholders, as it continues to be the largest corporate hodler of the Biddy. And here you can see all the Strategy purchases on the tracker Saylor thing. And despite concerns about the sustainability of the Bitcoin acquisition plan, large financial institutions continue to invest in the company through buying shares or fixed income securities. According to the February 6th SEC filing, BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager with over $11.6 trillion in assets under management, increased its stake in Strategy to 5%. I believe they're the primary shareholder right now, ironic enough. BlackRock's filing came one day after MicroStrategy rebranded to Strategy and adopted a Bitcoin theme marketing scheme to reflect its core focus. Meanwhile, 12 U.S. states currently hold Strategy stock as part of their pension programs or their treasury funds, which include Arizona, California, Colorado, Florida, Illinois, Louisiana, Maryland, North Carolina, New Jersey, Texas, Utah, and the beautiful state of Wisconsin. California State Teachers Retirement Fund, a state pension program for the public school teachers, had the most exposure out of the 12 state funds, with nearly 83 million of the Strategy stock in its portfolio. And following closely behind California's pension program for school teachers was the California Public Employees Retirement System, the pension fund for the state employees, which holds approximately 76.7 million in Strategy shares. On February 20th, Strategy announced the pricing of a $2 billion convertible note in its latest corporate securities offering to fuel more of the Bitcoin acquisitions, hence, which leads me to speculate there's going to be a $2 billion purchase announcement tomorrow. Let's dive deeper into the Bybit hack. I'm sure you guys are aware. Bybit Ether reserves near 50% pre-hack levels after the 295 million recent Ether buy. Bybit has regained half of its Ether reserves following the 1.4 billion crypto hack that sent shockwaves through the global Web3 industry. February 21st, Bybit was hacked for over 1.4 billion, making it the largest or one of the largest hacks of all time, worth of liquid staked Ether, mantle staked Ether, and other ERC20 tokens, resulting in the largest crypto theft in history. Within 2 days of the attack, Bybit's Ether reserves rebounded to nearly half the pre-hack levels, and there is a bounty offered by Bybit for 10% of the hack, which is a pretty significant amount of money, like 100 million plus. Bybit held more than 201,600 Ether, accounting for 45% of the 439,000 Ether it held before the hack, February 20th. And following the breach, Bybit's ETH reserves had plummeted to just 61,000 ETH on February 21st. Part of the exchange's growing reserves are attributed to the spot buying. Bybit bought 106,000 Ether, worth almost 300 million in over-the-counter trade since the exploit occurred. According to the crypto intelligence platform, and I would imagine they have to because so many people are withdrawing their funds, there's a mass liquidity exodus, meaning mass withdrawals, and I heard they was like 5 billion plus was withdrawn from the exchange since the time of the hack. Now, crypto industry leaders and exchanges also rushed to assist Bybit with emergency transfers, including 50,000 Ether from Binance, 40,000 Ether from BitGet, and 10,000 Ether from Dujun, co-founder of the HTX Group, amongst others. Bybit's recovery exchange reserves and the exchange's continued user withdrawals are a robust sign of trust for the crypto industry. Bybit processed more than 350,000 withdrawal requests, good Lord, in 10 hours after the exploit. Why? Because a lot of people are anticipating the equivalent of a bank run where everyone withdraws the funds and they don't have enough reserves to cover it, which the CEO claims can happen. They're claiming they have enough reserves on board, but you really never know because Bankman-Fried claimed the same thing and then 24 hours later declared bankruptcy and everyone got screwed. So trust nobody, verify everything, remove your crypto from the exchanges and put it in cold storage, family. Bybit loaned nearly 400 million since the exploit. The crypto industry provided Bybit with 390 million in emergency liquidity through loans and transfers. Now, my question is, why would they need this if they actually have the reserves? Does that make any sense? I'm just thinking out loud. Let me know. Including 127 million from Binance Link whales and 53 million from a single whale wallet, according to Look On Chain. So it's very scary, especially if you guys have any crypto on that exchange. But anyways, following the hack, the value of Bybit's total assets fell over 5.3 billion, including the 1.4 billion lost to the hack, according to the DeFi Llama. Despite the 5.3 billion drop of the Bybit total assets following the hack, the exchange reserves still exceed the liabilities, according to independent proof of reserve audit Hacken. Today's hack was massive, a tough hit for the industry. But here's the bottom line. Bybit's reserves still exceed its liabilities. As their independent auditor, we have confirmed that user funds remain fully backed. Now, what led to the hack? Arcam on-chain sleuth Zach XBT traced the Bybit attack to the North Korean state-affiliated Lazarus Group, which is also the prime suspect in the 600 million Ronin network hack. According to Meir Delev, co-founder and chief technical officer over at Cybers, the attack shares similarities with the 230 million Wazir hack and the 58 million Radiant Capital hack. So many damn hacks, it's crazy. It also said Ethereum multi-sig cold wallet was compromised through a deceptive transaction, tricking signers into unknowingly approving a malicious smart contract logic change. Quoting them here, it seems that Bybit's ETH multi-sig cold wallet was compromised through a deceptive transaction that tricked signers into unknowingly approving a malicious smart contract logic change. That's very scary. And we're going to dive deeper in our next story. Samson Mow calling for Ethereum to roll back the blockchain, reverse the transaction. Yes, they have the power to do so, and they've done it before, just FYI, which makes Ethereum that much more sus. But anyways, let's continue with the news. Speaking of that Ethereum hack, Samson Mow proposing for a rollback. Roll 'em, keep them blunts a-rollin'. Bitcoin advocate Samson Mow says Ethereum should undergo a hard fork after the North Korean hackers stole the staggering 1.4 billion of ETH by exploiting Bybit, which we just covered in greater detail. In a new thread on X, the Bitcoin maxi Samson Mow, shout out Samson, says the leading smart contract platform by volume should roll back its blockchain to return the money to Bybit, as well as prevent the North Korean government from weaponizing the looted ETH stash. Quoting Samson here, I fully support rolling back Ethereum's chain again so the stolen ETH is returned to Bybit, and also to prevent the North Korean government from using those funds to finance their nuclear weapons program. It is not about what I want, it's about what's best for the entire Ethereum ecosystem, which I care deeply about. We cannot allow ETH to finance the North Korean nuclear program. Blockchain rollbacks reverse transactions that have already been confirmed to restore the chain to a specified earlier state and are usually performed after a network undergoes a major security breach. In the case of ETH, a rollback will lead to a hard fork similar to the 2016 during the Ethereum DAO hack, which thieves stole 3.6 million Ethereum. Mal goes on to joke that the new rollback chain should keep the ticker ETH, while the current one should be renamed ETHNK, noting that investors should think about refraining from trading ETH until things are figured out. That's the most hilarious thing ever. Quoting him here, as Vitalik Buterin and I discussed the best way to roll back the Ethereum chain, it's best for everyone to stop trading ETH. Given that the rolled blockchain will have the ticker ETH, it's prudent to rename the current one ETHNK, like ETHink, which I believe Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un will continue to run validators for. So we will have now ETH, the real Ethereum, and ETHNK, which Coinbase should delist immediately. And of course, there's Ethereum Classic. Let's get to work, broskies. And there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the proposal. You would think they could identify this Lazarus group, but apparently they're responsible for numerous hacks in the industry. And are they untouchable or something? I don't know anything about them besides the name Lazarus I recall from the Bible. Was that not one of the people that, was it Jesus or God resurrected from the dead? Lazarus. And apparently now they're hackers in North Korea. Ironic enough. This next headline here reads, Bitcoin's Megaphone pattern is forming and it can drive the pretty little bitty to 300,000 per coin. That's right. Bitcoin's bullish Megaphone pattern signals a strong uptrend. It forms when the price makes higher highs and lower lows. And a breakout above the upper boundary often leads to a sharp rally. Bitcoin cleared this level in November and has stayed above it which supports predictions of a major surge. Market analyst sees a clear accumulation pattern, and he identifies a step-like structure, base 1 through base 4, showing steady price growth right before the breakout. As he shares right here, shout out Gert Van Legen. He wrote, Bitcoin on the 1 week, get ready for the final leg up to 270 to 300 Gs. Price has broken out of the 4-year bullish Megaphone pattern and retested it for 3 months successfully. Step-like formation has been fully validated by the price discovery way beyond base 4. And I believe, as you can clearly see in this chart, it shows you that next leg up. Let me know if you feel will likely rally to 300,000 or in that range for this particular cycle. And he's actually quoting the Elliott wave theory, where there's like wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. And he believes after wave 5 will be in that territory around 300 Gs. So yeah, using the Elliott wave theory, he believes Bitcoin is now on wave 5, the final and most explosive phase based on the Fibonacci levels. This can push the pretty little bitty between 270 and 300,000 per pretty little bitty. Now, some see even bigger gains. An analyst compared the Bitcoin price move to gold's historic bull run, suggesting it can climb as high as 400,000 this cycle, while the economist Timothy Peterson projects 1.5 million price target for the pretty little bitty. Now, obviously, you're going to have different analysts with targets all over the place because obviously, it's all speculation at the end of the day. For example, Samson Mao is still calling for 1 million per coin this year. Max Keiser is calling for 2.2 million, which we're going to dive into in our next story. JV's calling for a cycle peak for a bull scenario at 1.1 million per coin. My base case is 420 base for the broskies. And of course, my bear scenario, 222, same as bring facts. You guys let me know where you feel the Bitcoin price action will likely take us next, and I'll read those comments out loud before we dive into our feature story of the day. But now for our feature story of the day, we're going to be discussing Eric Trump tells Abu Dhabi Bitcoin will hit $1 million per coin. Max Keiser says, Max and Stacy strike again. The Mideast dam of demand has burst. $1 trillion Bitcoin buy orders on tap. God candle incoming. 2.2 million per Bitcoin in play. And this is off the back of the news from last week of Abu Dhabi's sovereign wealth fund buying up $436 million worth of the Bitcoin ETF, I believe, through BlackRock in Q1. And as you know, there's a lot of money coming out of Abu Dhabi and the United Arab Emirates over there at the UAE. I believe Abu Dhabi is the capital. So let's dive into this. This is actually quite interesting. And of course, the Eric Trump segment is when he spoke at the Abu Dhabi event, and he was very bullish and shared some very bullish things. So I'm going to actually quote him here. Speaking of Bitcoin Mena's event being held at Abu Dhabi, Eric Trump that is, said he was confident that Bitcoin would hit 1 million, quoting him here. He is going to be the crypto president, Trump said of his father. I really believe that this is the future of finance. And I can say with great pride that now that he has won the presidency, you're going to have the most pro-crypto president in the history of America. Well, that's easy to accomplish. Have we ever had a pro-crypto president? No, not at all. They've all been enemies of Bitcoin, but I digress. As you know, Bitcoin's been pumping. We actually hit the all-time high on Trump's inauguration day, which is currently 109.3. So let me know when you feel we'll likely break that. And fast forwarding a little bit, ironic enough, finally, Abu Dhabi came out and made the announcement that their sovereign wealth fund is currently holding 436 million worth of Bitcoin. And that's when Max reposted this, that the $1 trillion buy orders coming from the Middle East are on tap, and that the God candle is incoming, and that 2.2 million per Bitcoin is in play. And again, let's dive now a little deeper. In the final quarter of 2024, Abu Dhabi made a striking move in the digital asset space, revealing the $437 million investment into Bybit, which is BlackRock's Bitcoin trust, or what is it called, ETF. The disclosure confirmed the filing with the U.S. SEC, underscoring the growing institutional embrace of Bitcoin by sovereign wealth funds. The massive investment was made through Mubadala Investment Company, one of Abu Dhabi's premier sovereign wealth funds, funds currently managing $280 billion worth of assets. So this is a very small investment in the grand scheme of things, of how much wealth they truly have. Their acquisition of 8.2 million Bybit shares aligns with the broader trend of institutional capital flowing into the digital asset sector, particularly in the Middle East, where governments are increasingly integrating the blockchain tech and cryptos into their financial ecosystems. The timing of the investment is notable. It came as BlackRock, as you know, the world's largest asset manager, secured a commercial license to operate in Abu Dhabi. That was back in November of 2024. Bybit, the dominant spot Bitcoin ETF by assets under management, currently holds 56 billion, and reflecting the surge in institutional confidence in Bitcoin as a viable financial instrument. And also David Bailey, the CEO of Bitcoin Magazine, who was the one who helped orchestrate having Trump speak at the Nashville event. He says he knows for a fact that they're purchasing a lot of Bitcoin behind the scenes, in which is not being announced. I tend to believe exactly what he is saying. And also Max Keiser has said similar things as well regarding the Middle East and these big purchases happening behind closed doors, because they don't have to announce everything they do. In fact, if they did, it would drive the Bitcoin price parabolic and they get less Bitcoin per dollar. So keep that in mind. Now, this is not Abu Dhabi's first foray into digital assets. The Emirate has been actively exploring crypto-related ventures, including a significant investment into the Biddy operations in 2023. That year, miner Marathon Digital, an Abu Dhabi-based Zero, to announce plans to develop a large-scale Bitcoin mining complex in the capital city, further signaling the region's commitment to the future of digital finance. The revelation of Abu Dhabi's substantial Bitcoin stake also sparked reactions from industry figures. Bitcoin evangelist Anthony Pompliano took to social media to highlight the strategic implications of the move. Quoting Anthony here, Abu Dhabi's sovereign wealth fund just revealed they're buying hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin, and people still think the United States won't buy Bitcoin. So the strategic Bitcoin reserve is happening. It is just a matter of time, and Pompliano posted that last week on February 15th. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Anthony Pompliano. Now, Mabudala's move into Bitcoin ETF is part of the broader wave of institutional adoption, marking a new era where traditional finance and digital assets are increasingly intertwined, with Abu Dhabi leading the charge in the Middle East. The question remains, how long before all the other sovereign wealth funds follow suit? Or what if their 280 billion starts flowing more into the Bitcoin versus just a $500 million little easy peasy bearish little buy? Is all I got to say. You guys let me know your thoughts, and when do you feel we'll hit this 2.2 million target, and when do you feel the God candle will come as per the prediction from Keiser alongside these $1 trillion buy orders? Holla at your boy, and I'll read your comments out loud. Welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream. Eric Trump, is he the wrapped Bitcoin enthusiast? That's him. So 90% ETH with Bitcoin only in the form of a lemon slice. FOMO equals limited supply. Bitcoin is bullish, but taking a nappy like a bear because this cold bullshit is pissing. Yeah, I feel you. Trump needs to start buying because there will be none left for him. If they don't, we can get passports and go to a smarter country. Exactly. Get your passport, Shandy, if you don't have it already. I think everything is sus. I trust Bitcoin because I trust God. Amen. I trust nothing else. I just sent you the video of my cockatiel JV. He's in your DM. Awesome. I'll actually share it here in a second. Thank you for sharing. I heard Montana did not pass the biddy. Oh, no, they didn't pass the bill. Arkansas is being retards, too. And our government is bestie with Trump. Try to make sense of that. Yeah, I saw it. Was that the Huckabee lady? I reposted that. I saw you did a post, something regarding Arkansas earlier.